G'day folks, here's my collection of the works of the legendary Chris Reifert. G'day folks, Jeff here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a tribute to one of my favourite musicians, Chris Reifert. You may know him, you probably do if you watch my channel. He's from, these guys, Autopsy. So, yeah, he's a drummer and singer of Autopsy. He's also in Abscess, Death, Ravenous, Painted Doll, Siege of Power, Mirror Snake, Eat My Fuck, and probably more than that. So I've collected up all of my stuff that I own of his, which isn't everything, don't get me wrong. I'm not a absolute completist. I am missing a batch of stuff. But yes, I have large piles of stuff everywhere, including all my old shirts, and I have, didn't realise I had quite that many Autopsy shirts, but I got a few Abscess ones as well. So we'll have a look at those at the end. But yeah, there's I'll be doing this chronologically, just from the dates that he recorded them, and well, actually when they were released. So there are some like demo compilations that will be later on because they didn't come out until the 2000s. But so yeah, this is my whole collection. There's a minimal amount of picture discs actually, which is not a surprise because I'm not a huge fan of them, but they do have some cool cover art, so I might have to remedy that at some stage. I don't have many tapes in here either, I got to say. I think Autopsy released like a comic book, which I missed somehow. So, but yeah, this is a tribute to Chris, who's, legendary bloke. Very, as you'll soon see, very prolific with his output, that's for sure. His drumming is, bloody great. I mean, he's not the fastest, almost technical guy, but he's got a great sort of swing and natural feel. It always fits the music. Plus, the sound on some of his albums are just ridiculous, thumping, crazed drums. And his vocals, he's a one-of-a-kind kind of guy. He's very unique, much like John Tardy from Obituary and Martin Van Drunen from, Pestilence and Asphyx. Chris's is a distinct voice, that's for sure. Very crazed, and he actually got crazier over time as well. I like his more modern style as well, where it's just out of this world. He does actually play guitar on one of the other bands, Violation Wound, as well. So he's no Malmsteen or anything, so he certainly does the trick. And I think he wrote quite a lot of the music in Autopsy as well. He is credited with music, so he's obviously been playing guitar for some time as well. Let's get into it. I think I'm going to try not to talk too much about the albums themselves because there's a bloody lot. This video, I reckon, will already be pretty long just of me holding shit up. So, yeah, I won't go into in depth about most of this stuff. But anyway, let's get into it. All right. So, according to Metal Archives, he was in a band called Guillotine from 1983 to 84. So he would have been like 14 or 15 pretty much. He's a 69 model. So I know nothing about them other than the name. That don't appear to have any releases. Who knows? In 1985, he was in Burnt Offering. They did a couple of demos, which I'll put pictures of them up. I don't own these at all. I think I've heard them. It's just basic sort of thrashy, just drums on them, I think. They split into Frightmare with Chris playing there for a while, but yeah, don't know what happened there. So the first proper release that I have him on is, obviously he was in Death on their first album, but prior to that he was, I think Chuck moved over from Florida to San Fran for a while. And when they jammed together, so they did a rehearsal in March '86, which I don't have a copy of, it's just a couple of songs, but then they put out the Mutilation demo in April 1986, which I don't own, but I own this dodgy bootleg on Devil Metal Records. So I seem to recall this is pretty bloody raw, but what the hell. It's Mutilation. What do you get? Land of No Return, Zombie Ritual, and Mutilation, unsurprisingly. So damn good start. After that, 1987 comes around. Scream Bloody Gore. So this is a CD one on Under One Flag. Just got a couple of extra tracks. Of course, I also own the record. This is the original press on Under One Flag with no barcode. And of course, I have another version of it for some reason. Actually, I think one of these was my good mate Jesse, who gave me all his stuff when he faded out of metal. So I think this is actually this is a reissue version from probably also from 1987, but slightly later. I think this was my original one. So but that didn't last very long. I think Chuck moved back to Florida and Chris didn't want to go. So yeah, him and Eric Cutler formed Autopsy. So first thing that they released was this 1987 demo. Now, you might be thinking, oh my God, it's got an original Autopsy demo. No, I don't think so. This is a Bodgy Maxell tape. I got this on eBay years ago. Obvious photocopy. It's got handwritten stuff on there, which, interestingly, you probably can't see it for shit, but interestingly, because this is when Eric Igard, the early bass player, was on this demo, someone's written on demo in brackets after his name and then Ken Sorvari on bass. And none of the versions on Discogs seem to have that extra bit added. I mean, it's obviously not the original. It's been photocopied many times, but yeah, so it's a nice thing to have. I don't think I paid too much for it, but who knows. So yeah, then 1988 came around. The Critical Madness demo was the next one, which I don't own. I mean, I have it on about 10 different bloody demo compilations that I have there, so we'll get to that. But I think this is the first one that Danny Corrales was on, and I assume Ken Sorvari was the bass player on that one as well. But then 1989, then we get to the good stuff. Severed Survival. This is the original press on Peaceville with the really old label, which I got many years later, to tell the truth. This is my original version of it, which is the reissue cover, which I've always preferred, to tell the truth. Interestingly, neither of these ones have the song Stillborn on them. It must have been a CD-only one. Now, this isn't... I don't think this is the original CD, because this one comes with the EP Retribution for the Dead after it. So, yeah, I'm assuming it came out originally on just the album on CD. But yeah, it's got Stillborn, so for some reason that's not on the LPs. I guess a bonus track. So I've always been used to that because I've had that CD for donkey's years. And of course, now, I also have this, which is a reissue version from Peaceville from 2009, apparently. Nice bit of gatefold action. I'm not going to bother showing the vinyl on all these because it's mostly black, to tell the truth. So this is a reissue, but I did also buy, and it's the one thing that I can't bloody find and it's driving me crazy. I did also buy the CD version of this, but came with like a heap of live tracks, I think, or demo ones or something or other. I don't really need another copy of Severed Survival, but I did buy it. I remember getting it, so I'm a bit peeved that I can't find it. But anyway, I'll put a picture of it up. It unsurprisingly looks like Severed Survival. Okay, come 1990, there's no actual real output other than this compilation, Vile Vibes, which is a Peaceville compilation that they're on. I don't have the record of this, so it's been tempting, even though I have the CD. I don't really need it, but yeah, it had the song Stillborn on here. And yeah, all the other early Peaceville ones, Paradise Lost, Deviated Instinct. It's even got Confessor on here. Electro Hippies, Toranaga, Axe Grinder, Decadence Within, Sore Throats even on here. So yeah, nice little compilation. Then comes around 1991, which is one of my favourite years for sort of stuff. So obviously, actually, yeah, what have we got? First off, we've got... and excuse me while I just fossick around with all the crap here. Firstly, I've got this. This is Metal Forces issue 59, British Metal magazine. Even got an ad on the back for our heroes. And as part of this, you get the old flexi disc, which has got Paradise Lost, Eternal, and Twisted Massive Burnt Decay from Autopsy off Mental Funeral. So... damn fine little score there. I got this one off eBay, and I've kept the packaging because it's good to keep it in. But it's from Bernard Doe, who was the editor of Metal Forces for a long time. You know, pretty legendary British journo sort of thing. So random sort of thing. But yeah, earlier on in the year, they then released Retribution for the Dead, which is a 2-song or 3-song EP with the song Retribution for the Dead, which I'm always sad they didn't put on Mental Funeral, and 2 songs that were later re-recorded for Mental Funeral. So this is a couple of months before they did Mental Funeral. Sounds pretty similar, but not quite as good, I don't think. I think it's Destined to Fest is slightly different, where he does his grunts in the chorusy sort of bit, and Alchemist, when they used to cover it, did this version, not the Mental Funeral version. So... I'd never got the original CD. It came in like a slim case kind of one, mainly because I had it on this as the bonus tracks on this. So that's one thing I might get one day. I don't need it by any means. And I'm not. I am collector scum, but I'm not complete collector scum. I don't. I haven't bothered buying. I think they reissued this. I haven't bothered buying that many reissues unless they've got extra tracks or something. Like I don't need every single pressing of these albums. I just need a lot of them. But at any rate, after Retribution of the Dead came the greatest death metal album of all time, Mental Funeral. This is my original press on Peaceville. Surprisingly not that crusty, I've got to say. Thrash collage, Chris's cool handwriting. Yeah, absolute masterpiece. Watch my Peaceville top 20 albums video if you want more of me rambling about that. I'll probably ramble about it in various other videos. I also have like this other version that I can't even remember where I got this from. I must have got it on eBay or something. The coloured vinyl version. Ooh, pretty sure this is like an original one. Doesn't have any different dates on it, so I don't even remember where I got it. And of course I got it on CD with the old classic Modern Invasion sticker on the back. So yeah, this is my original CD that I played a lot of times, and this is my other reissue version, which comes in the stupid card thing. This comes with like a DVD of them. Oh shit, I haven't watched this in years. Autopsy Live in Holland, 1990, and Autopsy Live in San Pedro, California, 1991. Oh shit. Should have watched that I'd forgotten I owned this, to tell the truth. This is a version that sits on the shelf, but the other one's just in the shed normally because it's the same bloody thing, but this has got extra stuff, so okay, might have to watch that sometime. So yeah, amazing album, greatest thing there is. That same year, Chris did some backing vocals, and I didn't buy this just because Chris was on it, but yeah, this is a killer bloody album. Yeah, he's on Nuclear Death on their Carrion for Worm, their second album. Very odd sort of band. He did vocals on, what is it? I think it's Carrion for Worm, maybe, or Cathedral of Sleep and Vampirism, apparently. So I'm feeling you can barely hear him, but I haven't listened to this for a while. So yeah, this is the original. This is the Wild Rags one. Yeah, Wild Rags pressing. So remember, I got this from like MDF. Someone was selling it for like $20 or just normal price. It was like, okay, it's like 30 years old, but sure, I'll buy it. And of course, I got the CD version of it as well. This is just the Dark Symphonies reissue one, I think. So yeah, amazing bloody album. I mean, doesn't have that much Chris Reifert really on it, to tell the truth. His backing vocals, but killer bloody album though by itself. All right, so what do we got? 1992 rolls around. So yeah, by this stage, I didn't get severed the second it came out, but I got Mental Funeral pretty much as soon as it came out, so I was totally hooked by then on Autopsy, that's for sure. So, crap, I just remembered I got a tape of this somewhere as well. Actually, where the hell? I don't even remember seeing that. Anyway, this is Peaceville Compilation Volume 4. This came out in 1992. So on this you get the song Funerality, which is off... it's actually off Acts of the Unspeakable, so, but I'm fairly certain this came out before Fiend for Blood, so, yeah, killer compilation. It's got great bloody Pentagram song, Sign of the Wolf. It's got GGFH. I think this might have been my first time I owned a GGFH song, and, yeah, worshipped Room 213. It's actually the first time I heard Anathema as well, so amazing compilation. I think I rambled about this in the Peaceful video as well, so... That was a good taster, but then after that came Fiend for Blood. I remember buying this one. This is my original copy of it, again with the old Modern Invasion one. This is just an EP on one of these like slimline ones. Killer bloody EP. As you know, the first album, Severed Survival, had Steve Giorgio from Satis and a billion other bands these days on bass, just on guest bass. He also plays on this, but he plays it with like a fretless bass on this. It sounds so killer, especially on, what's the song? Keeper of Decay. Oh, what a song. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I've told this story, but I bought this while I was at uni at the time, and I remember... I don't know if I'd even listened to it yet, but I took it back to uni and was in a lecture, and one of my colleague or fellow students wanted to look at it, and I showed her the lyrics of a different kind of mindfuck, which is about skull fucking, and yeah, she looked at me very strangely, Yeah, that was probably not the wisest choice, but anyway. So I've got that. For some reason I have a second copy that I bought, obviously very cheap, probably just because why not? And I did finally track down the record. I remember I remember reading an interview where they were saying, oh, there's a all sick cover with all these skulls and weird shit in the background. And I remember getting it thinking, oh, am I missing something? There's bloody nothing. There's like the word fiend for blood poorly written in the streams of blood. So anyway, this is the original one. So I didn't have that original LP back in the day, but I had the CD. It was good enough. So the same year, 1992, we also got Acts of the Unspeakable. This is their third album. Not much on the outside, but on the inside. That is one of my all-time favourite artworks in there. It's filthy as buggery. The one thing that I would love to add to this collection thing is the poster of that. My very good mate Andy has it, mainly because I think he hung out in England for a couple of months and went to the Peaceville headquarters, I think, with the Anathema boys and got a poster. So I'm always very sad of that because there's some great detail in there. And I think I didn't get that record straight away, but I got this CD the second it came out. This is their Caroline American pressing, and I seem to recall you get the usual charmingness, but maybe I won't show that. The inside's like a rather graphic drawing of a vagina. It's like and the lyrics on this are this is when they started getting pretty nasty, I gotta say. The same time this came out, and I ordered this next one from Relapse. And this is a bootleg one on absolutely no label whatsoever. This is Live from the Grave. So this is them at the Waters Club, March 30, 1991, which is probably the same gig as on that Mental Funeral reissue. So it came with that big scratch. I didn't do that. I was like, horrified when I first saw it, but no, it plays fine. Listen to this a heap. So this is actually pretty decent quality. I love the fact that in all those pictures of Helvet or whatever, Euronymous' shop is in Norway. You can see this on the shelf in the background. It's like, cool. Yeah, it's some taste, I suppose. That same year, so what are we still? 1992. Sorry, I got a big-ass list here that I got to read through on this. Chris also did backing vocals on Immortal Fate on their Faceless Burial EP or demo, of which I don't have an original of. Sticker. But I got this reissue which came out on Nuclear Arse Records. I love that. So yeah, it's a local Bay Area band from Redwood City, California, apparently. So yeah, and later on, this had Freeway on drums, who was later on in Autopsy and Abscess as well. So yeah, nice little. So yeah, Chris does backing vocals. I can't even remember if you can really hear him particularly well. Probably should have listened to that one before I did. And this is the only re-sleeving I'm doing. I think I've also got this out for some reason. Maybe it's bonus tracks on here as well. Oh yeah, it does have Faceless Burial on here. So yeah, Mortal Fate also did a album Beautiful, which he's not on, but this has got Faceless Burial on it as well. So get more fanboyism. I think that Beautiful album just came out again, so get on that if you can. And around this time, so 1993, then we've got, where's me bloody 7 inches? Okay, 1993 had no Autopsy itself, but it did have one released by this band called Doomed. Now, this was a kind of muck-around band that he had with, I'm not sure if he just plays guitar on this. I can't remember who does what on this band. They had a singer of theirs, this blonde guy whose name I can never remember, a Finnish guy, I think, that they were mates with. I think it was like Chris and Danny Corrales and maybe Freeway as well. There is footage of these guys on one of those videos. This was like part of the... Is this a Collectors Club one? Yeah. Peaceville did a Collectors Club series, some with like My Dying Bride and Anathema. I've got the Anathema one and the GGFH one, but not the My Dying Bride one, which goes for a pretty penny these days on Discogs, which is a shame, but this one's bloody good. I think this is the one that... There's a picture of, because it's green vinyl, I think. Oh, no, red. No, well. There's a picture that I'll put up on the screen of Asan from, Emperor, trying to look evil by chewing a record, which is this, a version of this. So, and it's like, dude, chewing bloody killer death metal. What are you doing, mate? Doesn't make you look evil, makes you look stupid. But anyway, I digress. So that was like just a 7-inch. It was a sort of muck around band. They did one other 7-inch that we'll get to in a couple of years. Played a few gigs, I think, as part of Autopsy gigs, but that was pretty much about it. So sounded very much like Autopsy, a bit grindier maybe, or crazier sort of thing. So then we get to 1994. Around this time, I think Autopsy was sort of going by the wayside a little. I don't think Eric's heart was in it particularly. So Chris and Danny formed another band called Abscess. And I might as well run through these all as is, because I think that's the order they came out. I got these tapes from Dwayne Morris from like Embalmer and Nunslaughter, or Dwayniac, I think he's called. So they might be real. I don't really know. I looked them up on, Metal Archives and Discogs, and none of them have this exact thing, but yeah, I have lots of Abscess tapes that I bought off eBay for not very bloody much. Yeah. So the first one is just Abscess by itself. I might as well open these up. Boring blank tape. This one does actually fold out with all lyrics. So this is a much punkier sort of version of Autopsy, really. I mean, it's Chris singing for part of it, but this also has Clint Bauer from Hex joined as well. He also does vocals on this. I think Danny does some backup stuff, and Freeway's the drummer on this, so the guy from Immortal Fate. He also does backup vocals. So it's not just pure Chris, which at first kind of threw me a bit, but then I really grew to like Clint's ones. Clint's is a lot crazier. So this is the next EP, Raw, Sick and Brutal Noise demo. Again, nothing Fuji tape. I mean, even if these are bootlegs, at least they're you get the full version with all the lyrics and stuff. So, yeah, there's a lot of, this one's got, the scent of shit and suicide fuck and, great bloody stuff. So it's a lot rawer than Autopsy, lot more punk influence. What's the next one? Crawled Up from the Sewer. Another Fuji bodgy one. So, as I said, these might be original, but I paid like $10 each for them or something. So, either way, I'm not too worried. I think it's the same lineup the whole way through. So, this one's now 1995, and the last one is, what is it? Filthy Fucking Freaks. Nothing super exciting. So, pretty damn demo for a band that was, as pro as Autopsy, but they were having fun, I think. So, and I think it's one of those things where it was just, a good outlet for Chris to, not as serious as Autopsy sort of thing. So, yeah, those came out in 95, and then after that, Relapse put them all out on this, Urine Junkies compilation. So, I haven't checked to see if it's every single one, but there's a lot of tracks on there. So, this was my introduction to them. Actually, now that I think about it, I got various Relapse compilations that have Abscess on them, but anyway. This is part of their underground series, and they always had these amusing little bits, and this one's Camel Toed Fuck Metal, not for trendy ears. So yeah, this is a compilation that of all those demos. Plus, it did also come out on picture disc, and I couldn't be bothered taking this out of the plastic. This one came out on HGPD, or however you say their name. Yeah, HPGD, Horror Pain Gore Productions, I think. So yeah, it's same thing basically on record, picture disc. This is the one that comes with a, and I can't find it. It's like a pen that looks like a needle sort of thing, or like a syringe. And it also comes with this very stylish fridge magnet that's usually on my fridge. So love that. So yeah, that was my introduction to Abscess, and I think there's a couple of tracks on a compilation that was just like, holy dooly. It's some intense sort of stuff. And of course it was Autopsy related, so I was, all over it, that's for sure. But the same year, out came the last Autopsy album for some time, like 20 years or something. This is shit fun. Now, this is the Aussie press, I think. Yeah, made in Australia. So you don't even get all the song titles on the back, let alone bloody lyrics in this. Surprisingly, you do actually get the cover. I think it might have come with this as the, folded as the cover. You get thrash collage. You do get all the song titles, but I didn't read the lyrics of these for many years. I think my good mate Chris Murray lent me his photocopy of the lyrics, which I then photocopied myself. I wonder where that is. And read the lyrics, and they're yeah, pretty full on, that's for sure. I did a lengthy review of this for Metal Mag that I used to write. Street Press paper that I used to write for, and the editor was not happy about it because I spelled out lyrics and song titles and stuff. So I had to edit that one down quite a bit. Now I did also get this on record. This is the Night of the Vinyl Dead one. I think Peaceville have also reissued this, anyways. So this one's got like a little slidey thing for some reason. I guess it probably originally came with the old wimpy parental guidance thing. I don't know if this actually... Oh, yeah, looks like it's got lyrics. Ooh, red vinyl. Can't say I've played this one for some time. No, actually, sorry, not red. Probably shit brown vinyl. You get the thrash collage. Oh, and you do get them lyrics. Where's Praise the Children? Oh, yeah, no, maybe not. Anyway, better put this one back together. So, this is a pretty special album, that's for sure. It's pretty raw in parts. There's a couple of noise sort of tracks towards the end that are just like, what the hell's going on here? But the song Praise the Children, I mean, the lyrics are not great, but it's a total Doom Crusher one. It's beautiful. One of my favourites for sure. And I doubt they ever played it live or anything like that. So, that's a bit sad. So that was 1995. Come 1996, Abscess put out an album. So this is their first proper full album. This is Seminal Vampires and Maggot Men. Just the original Relapse CD version. I've always loved the artwork so much. Beautiful. This is very all over the place sound-wise. There's a lot of craziness going on. This was also put out by HPGD, Horror, Pain, Gore, Death Productions on record. I'm not sure. Is that exactly... Oh, no, it is exactly the same cover. I think it comes with a poster and stuff as well. Oh, here we go. Ooh, lots of stuff. Comes with a... yet another. Oh, I got two fridge magnets now. Hey. Rather subtle patch. And the poster, I seem to recall, is, it's different artwork than the cover. I mean, it's the same sort of style. I don't know if the cover art's Chris himself. Wouldn't be surprised. Later on, we'll be getting to some of the stuff that Chris drew as well, because he's a very stylish artist as well. And front cover and lettering, by Spike Milliken. Nice work. That's the first full-length album, at least, of Abscess. I better put this all back together so I don't lose it all. There's a lot of freaking records everywhere. There's a huge pile of like all the plastic that I keep all these in over there, all in order so I don't bloody lose which one goes with which. So I'm a bit anal like that. But so that was 1996. I love this album. It's got some of the craziest bloody songs they did on it, like super doom ones like I think it's Mud, Global Doom, but the crazy ones like Wormsty Infection, Gonna Mow You Down. What is it? I Don't Give a Fuck. Yeah, that one was definitely on a Relapse compilation that was just hilarious. Okay, so that same year he got Peaceville put out this what is it? Under the Sign of the Sacred Star compilation, which just had Critical Madness on it. Just a bog standard compilation of their stuff. I don't think there was anything particularly special about any of these tracks, but it's sort of slightly mid-era Peaceville, so they got like Dominion and Blood Divine and a few of their other songs, but for some reason bung on first album Autopsy song. Well, had to buy that, of course. Alright, 1997, then we get... oh crap, have I missed that? Oh no. Sorry, just getting my shit in order. Alright, 1997 came with The Doomed, their second CD that I think was recorded like 3 or 4 years beforehand. I'm pretty sure they just recorded. Yeah, there's the band. So you got Danny, Chris, and blonde guy whose name I can never bloody remember. Let's see. I might even say it in here if we're lucky. No, produced and mixed by the Boogeyman, Cursed and Doomy. Okay, fair enough. I'll put it up on the screen if I can remember. Oh, yeah. Colour. Spiffy. So, yeah, this is just another one. This is pretty good, this one, I think. Has this got... Oh, no, this is... So the track's broken. Remove the dead bodies as the bodies decay. Kill me or I'll kill myself, and straight up. So, yeah, this came out on Relapse. I assume just because by then they were off Peaceville, and Relapse were like, we'll put it out, why not? I mean, as I said, it was like 3 or 4 years old. Alright, so at this stage, I mean, Autopsy split up after, or as Shit Fun was released. I think they might have even split up before it was released, but stuff continued coming out though. I was quite pleased to see. 1998 had this one. This is a Tortured Moans of Agony 7-inch, or double 7-inch no less. So this is live stuff, and it's not actually bound together or anything. Double bloody 7-inch, which is a bit crazed. Red and blue. I kind of like that they use the different logos, like real old school logo, oldish logo, Axe logo, and then mental funeral-y logo. And I'm kind of glad that they use that. So this is live stuff from 93, I think. Yeah, 1993. Recorded at Bonnie's, 16th of May, 1993. So, yeah, killer bloody stuff. It's got Fiend for Blood at that stage. It's even got Shit Eater, which is like off Shit Fun. And, yeah. So this came out on Necroharmonic. Thanks, Roy. Good work. That same year, where is it? I'm going to get me 7 inches in the right spot. Abscess released Open Wound. I think there's a tape of this, which I don't have at all. But there's one version on vinyl, this came out on From Beyond, like an Italian label, maybe. Holland, Dutch. Oh, okay. I thought they were Italian. Anyway, so, this is just more Abscess. I think this is the first one with, I think Freeway had left at that stage, and Joe Allen from like Von, and later in Autopsy, and what else was he in? Yeah, at any rate, I think this might be his first release. So for some reason that came out like that. It also came out on this one, like with, I don't think it's every track though. So it's a couple of tracks from that in a split with Machetezo, for some odd reason. I don't know, what did that come out on? Throne Records. Oh, there you go. And also, I have the CD version of this one as well, because of course I do. So yeah, that was more Abscess. And at the same time, same year, Relapse also released Throbbing Black Werebeast. They're yet another 7-inch. I always love that cover art. Pretty sure this is fancy, marbly. So yeah, this is just one of the Relapse single series ones, I think. I assume it is. Yeah, single series number 37. I had thought about trying to get all the Relapse single series just for the hell of it. There's bloody 80 of them or something, and some pretty damn rare early ones that would probably cost me a pretty penny. So yeah, maybe not. All right, so that was 1998. Then nothing for 1999 somehow. Not that I could find at any rate. And then after that was 2000 came Ridden with Disease. So this is a demo compilation put out on Necroharmonic. So this is just the 2 demos plus a couple of live songs bunged on the end. Killer bloody Mike Diana cover art. It's filthy as buggery when you look at it closely. Yeah, nothing super exciting on the inside. A couple of pictures of the band recording. So yeah, I got this one, I assume from Necroharmonic possibly. Bloody excellent stuff. And then I think it was released, I think this is actually a couple of years later, this vinyl version, but I'll show it now anyway, what the hell. So this is the vinyl version on Vinyl Collectors. I don't know if there's, you do get a bit on the inside, nothing super exciting. Always loved the cover art though, it was a little... bit rude and a bit filthy. Get in there, you bastard. Sorry. I don't think this is coloured vinyl or anything. No. So yeah, this one I didn't even know existed for many years, and then I think I saw it on Discogs and got it off eBay or something. I was like, hey, got to get that. So, ridden with disease, and at the same time, Abscess themselves released their second album, Tormented, which this one actually took me bloody ages to track down. I think just because I forgot to buy it at the time. I have this on CD, of course. This came out on, are we on Peaceville by now? Or, oh no, Death Vomit. What the hell? Yeah, this version's on Listenable. Maybe that's why it took so long for me to track it down, because it's on bloody Death Vomit. It's on an Acropolis one. Yeah. So, if you want this one, it might be a bit tricky to get that one. So, I don't know if Peaceville reissued this one or not, because after this, they were on Peaceville. So, yeah, this came out on Listenable. Excellent stuff. What have we got? Then we're up to the Ravenous. So, this is a project that Chris formed with Killjoy from Necrophagia and good old Everywhere Man himself, Danny Lilker from Nuclear Assault and SOD, Brutal Truth, etc., etc. Playing pretty much the same death metal that, well, Killjoy and Chris were playing anyway. So, yeah, it does feature Chris on drums and vocals, as well as Killjoy on vocals. I think they dragged in Danny Corrales. Let me just check. My CD's falling apart. Yeah, session assistants. Oh, yeah, sorry. Clint Bauer and Danny Corrales. So they dragged in the Abscess boys to play on this one. So I got the CD version, which has got the boring black cover. But I also eventually got this one on eBay. I didn't get this signed myself. A signed version of, I'm assuming by all of them. I can see Killjoy. That looks like Danny Lilker. Oh, yeah, Clint, Chris Reifert, and I assume that's Danny Corrales. So, hey, I got this off eBay. Really not that expensive. I mean, it cost a bit, and it's got friggin' water damage, which I certainly bloody didn't do. It even opens up. Gatefold with some lyrics. I always love those pictures on the back and looking like Deros. We got a fancy colour or anything? No, we don't. Ooh. Getting this bugger out of that shitty paper sleeve sometime. So yeah, this is just pretty straight death metal. Honestly, I'm not the most massive fan of Killjoy. I mean, he sounds pretty good in Necrophagia where he's supposed to, but on this, my problem is that Chris Reifert's the other vocalist, and who is one of my favourite vocalists. So it's like, come on, let Chris sing a bit more. We don't need Killjoy going or over and over. So, but yeah, it was a killer little project they did. Lasted a couple of releases. So yeah, that was there. Assembled in Blasphemy. So yeah, it was a pretty busy period because Killjoy was also doing Viking Crown and Word to Lack around the same time, and Necrophagia as well. So yeah, I'm always curious as to how that one actually formed, whether Lilker was the common bond, and I mean Danny Lilker obviously was later in Autopsy live at any rate, just when they reformed. So all right, what have we got after that? 2001 we got a Abscess split with Deranged, which I don't know if this came out on CD or not, possibly not. So this one is a 10-inch. This took me freaking ages to track down. This was in one of the very few times I didn't get an eBay order that would allegedly been sent or whatever. So eventually I finally pulled the pin and got another. I paid for a second time at any rate, let's put it that way. So I was a bit peeved about that. What else we got? Yes. At the same time, Peaceville, continuing to milk Autopsy's name, put out this. Actually, really quite good compilation. This is Torn from the Grave. So this has got, this is one of those stupid bloody fold-out every which way. It's not quite as thick as some of the other fold-out every which way Peaceville ones that they did at the time. I got a few My Dying Bride ones that are just ridiculously fat. This has got a bit of everything. I think it does have some live tracks as well, so it was a nice little, I cannot read that particularly well, so stuff them. Whoops. So yeah, nice little compilation, that's for sure. And I always loved that cover art, actually. I never saw a shirt of that, so it would have been pretty stylish. What do we got? That's Torn from the Grave. So that was 2001. Come 2002. Oh, God, this is gonna be a long video. Sorry, folks, but we got Abscess, Through the Cracks of Death. This is their first one back on Peaceville, I think. So by this stage, Tormented still had some punky sort of stuff on it, but this one they'd pretty much gone to slightly more weird psychedelic death metal than the punkier side, which is always thought a bit of a shame, really. I kind of like the punkiness. Of course, I've got that on CD as well. And yeah, as you'll soon see, I don't mind buying the CD and the record of all this stuff. A bit ridiculous, but at the same time, the Ravenous put out an EP, 3 on a Meat Hook, which is another 10-inch one. Oh, half my bloody 10 inches seem to be Chris Reifert related, so what do you get in there? Oh yeah, more pictures of them standing around looking tough. Oh, Daniel Elker giving the finger. That's a bit rude, mate. Get back in there, you bastard. So yeah, I suspect they just had a grand time getting probably horrendously wasted doing these. And of course I've got it on CD as well. Stupid digipack, but oh well. And what else we got? Okay, 2003. Then we've got yet more Ravenous. This is Blood Delirium, their second album. I think it was still the same lineup. Maybe. Oh yeah, it is. You can see Killjoy, Corrales, Lilka, Bauer, and Reifert. So pretty damn decent, I seem to recall. Get the inner sleeve. Ooh. Hold that one up. Boys looking cool. And unsurprisingly, once I get this freaking back in, surprisingly on CD as well, who would have guessed? So, yeah. What did that come out on? Red Stream. Holy shit, really? Oh yeah, this one, Red Stream and Disorder and Displeased Records, so doing the rounds. And I'll have to take a pause now while I load up all the next batch of records, because there's a lot. Alright, 2003 also bought Murder Squad. This is the second album. This is a Swedish sort of super group, you could say, of basically dudes from Dismember and Entombed. So it was like Matty and Richard from Dismember, Uffy from Entombed, and Peter Starwin from Entombed and Regurgitate, etc. Doing Swedish death metal, old school style. They'd done one album, very Autopsy influenced. I mean, early Swedish death metal really was quite Autopsy influenced anyway, but on this second album, Ravenous Murderous, they dragged Chris in and didn't just do some guest vocals. He also played drums on a song or two, plus guitar on a batch of songs. I think he did a solo or two as well. So, and of course vocals as well. The trade-off of him and Matty Karki's bloody killer. I rambled about this in my Swedish death metal video, so definitely check that one out. So yeah, I was happy with this. It's a shame he wasn't on the first one. But 2003 was also pretty prolific year as well for... This one's a bit rude. Oh, yeah, I'm probably not going to show the back of that. He started another project, again with Danny Corrales, and I don't even know who else was in this. Maybe Clint. I have no idea. I don't think it actually says. Eat My Fuck. Charming band. Yeah, this is dirty as hell punk with Chris sort of doing his kind of semi-growling kind of vocals. So heavy G.G. Allen influence, filthy sort of stuff. But Chris is a much better vocalist, of course. So, yeah, it's deathish punk. And, yeah, I'll show the back. What the hell? Filthy bloody lyrics. Mostly about debauched sex and drinking and so on. I think it's Horny Little Slut. It's my favourite song on here. But, yeah, this album rolls so ridiculously over the top. And, of course, I've got the CD as well. The record came out on, actually, Nuclear War Now licensed this for Europe, but I think, From Beyond also put this out. Well, yeah, Nuclear War Now also licensed this one as well, so good work, Yosuke. So yeah, that was 2003, pretty damn good year, and that Eat My Fuck is just something special. I love it. Now, 2004 came yet another Necroharmonic compilation. This is Dead as Fuck. So this incorporates the Tortured Moans of Agony 7 inches that we looked at before, and the Live from the Grave 12-inch bootleg. So this is just CD version of them, basically. surprisingly didn't come out on record at all, but oh well, who cares? So yeah, just same songs I already had, but hey, oh, of course I'm going to buy it. And that year, Abscess put out yet another album. They were pretty damn prolific compared to Autopsy's, not as speedy output. Now, this is Damned and Mummified. I think, other than maybe Seminal Vampires and Maggot Man, I think this is probably my favourite later Abscess at any rate. I really love the song Swallow the Venom. It's a real punky sort of fast song. It just friggin' rules. So, yeah, this came out on Peaceville, no doubt. Actually, no, it says Red Stream. The hell? Anyway. And, of course, I have the record with different cover. Hey. This also came out on Red Stream and Displeased and so on for some reason. So, yeah, that's odd. Maybe they were dropped from Peaceville for a while. Let me get on the inside. Ooh, fancy. Lyrics, so, yeah. It's got all their discography up to there, so let's just check and make sure I've got everything. Yeah, that compilation's coming up in next. So let me just jam that back in there. Freaking records. Okay. So yeah, that's a killer one. Now, if you're going to check out any Abscess, well, probably check out Seminal Vampires and Maggot Men. But yeah, if you want to hear the slightly deathier version of Abscess, that's probably the best one, I reckon. The same year, Necroharmonic also put out an Abscess compilation. This is, what's this one called? Sorry. Thirst for Blood, Hunger for Flesh. I think this is... What is it even on this? Maybe just the 7 inches, I think. Yeah, Joe's on a couple of songs. Drunken Mystery. Anyway, so yeah, this is a compilation of 7 inches, I suppose. 2005, we got Abscess split with Blood Red Bacteria, which I could not remember for the life of me what that one sounds like the other band, that is. And that year he also did guest vocals on the song Nibla Funebre of Machetezo on their Symphonias del Terra Ciego album, which came out on Razorback Records. So he's on one track on that, and of course I've got it on vinyl as well, because yeah, I am tempted to do another one of these videos on my Machetezo collection, which is pretty hefty as well. So I might do that, although I've just spent the last couple of days going through many boxes of t-shirts in the shed to get all my Autopsy and Abscess stuff, and there's a lot of Machetezo ones in there as well that are now in totally separate boxes. So, yeah, maybe down the track I might do that one. So that was 2005. In 2006, they released their first proper DVD, Dark Crusades. I did this in my top 10 live video, so I encourage you to see more about it on that. But yeah, this is like live gigs or rehearsal from 88. Someone's lounge room, kids playing in the background. I love that. Live gig from LA in 93, and then The Stone in 93, and Ruthless in 94, which I think is their last gig maybe. And yeah, killer stuff. Then what do we got next? Then we've got Horror Hammer. So the next Abscess album, bloody pumping them out, was Horror Hammer. Nice Dennis Dredd cover art. I've always loved this one. So yeah, this is back on Peaceville and HGPD as well, apparently, for the record version of it at any rate. I have a feeling this one is one that is, yeah. Ooh, fancy colour. Scratchy sleeve. Oh, come on. And yes, CD as well, of course. So that's the second last Abscess album, I think, at that stage. They also put out that year, Abscess split with Eat My Fuck. Didn't have to go very far for that one, seeing they're pretty much the same band members. Yeah, I can't even remember what the hell this sounds like, to tell the truth. It's been quite a while. Ooh, fancy colour, at least. What's this? Eat My Fuck song is Hungry for a Fuck and Bastard on the Run. And one Abscess song, Poison Messiah. So 555 of them. So where am I putting that? Over there. And that same year, they released an album that I still have not even heard. I'd always been meaning to track this down. I remember seeing it on like an old website that they had where they sold Autopsy merch or something. It was Mirror Snake. I think they put out one album. I think it's Chris and Danny doing like psych rock or something. I never heard it. The description never really filled me with great confidence. So one day I might track that one down just to be the completest idiot. But yeah, no idea about that one. Sorry. All right, 2008, they put out this split with Bonesaw, and this is cool cover art by Chris. I have seen just trying to refresh my memory on all my T-shirts. I looked up Autopsy on T-Shirt Slayer. Great website. And yeah, I saw a T-shirt version of this, and I'm like, oh, god damn it, I love that cover art. So yeah, this is a 10-inch that came out on Aphelion Productions, a British label apparently, that did a bit of Abscess stuff. So yes, and I have the CD as well, of course. So Bonesaw were a British death metal sort of band. Obviously heard Autopsy once or twice, I seem to recall. So yeah, happy to get that one. Then what do we got? All right, 2009. We'll do the Abscess bit first. To do a split with Population Reduction. Now, the reason why I've left the plastic out is because the label's on the plastic. Might as well get it out. Why not? So you get this cool more artwork by Chris. I can't even remember what Population Reduction sounded like. I think it was actually I think they're American, kind of grindy, deathy sort of stuff. So yeah, nice one there, and of course the CD. Who would have guessed? And so in 2009, they also did another Eat My Fuck EP, I suppose. Oh yeah, it's got Fuck You, It's Eat My Fuck EP, plus a couple of tracks from the split with Abscess. So, CD. Is there a CD in there? Oh, crap. My mini CD. I think of that felt a little odd. And that same year, and we'll get to the other thing that happened that year, Chris did the cover art of this Bonesaw album, Autopsy. So I don't know if he did inner artwork as well, but yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, I don't even remember what that sounded like particularly, but yeah, I couldn't resist that one. So, and we might as well do, where's the other one? Where's that Doomed album? Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one. Oh yeah, 2009. He also did a cover art of Mental Funeral, the band, split with Genera Christ, which I don't own, so I'll put the cover art up because I'm sure it was pretty spiffy. One day I'll track that one down. But 2009 was a bit more important for Autopsy side of things. Out came this. This is a Horrific Obsession 7-inch, which is, I don't know if they're both old demo songs. Feast of the Graveworm, maybe not. Maybe they're new songs. I do not recall, I must admit. So yeah, first release in 15 years or something or other. So yeah, I was very happy when this one came out. Ordered this quick smart from Peaceville, of course. So this had, this is the first Autopsy with Joe on it. And of course Eric, Chris Reifert and Clint. Oh, actually Clint Bauer plays bass on it. Oh yeah, Danny's there as well, of course. So, there you go. So one song is Joe on bass and one song Clint. So, very happy when this came out. Autopsy rediscovered. And then 2010 saw The Tomb Within. This is a proper EP that I think this has got Joe on it as well. So this has got 5 songs, including Human Genocide, which is like an old demo song. So got that, and of course the CD in one of these weirdo, I don't know what these sort of cases are called, but very happy with that. And okay, what else we got? We'll get to the other Autopsy one in a sec. This is another Machetezo. This is a compilation called Necro Covered that Chris sings. So it's all covers of various, Creator and Bitchery and Dark Throne, I think, Master and Corrupted. But they also cover, what are they called? Carnivore. And they do the song Sex and Violence, which is classic bloody song. And yeah, Chris does vocals on this, so, and he does damn fine vocals on this. They couldn't have picked a better dude to cover that one, I think. So what's the CD version of that? Ah, there it is. Great covered. Of course, I have it on CD as well. And that year he also did the cover art of this Funeral one. Now, Funeral was like a side band of Eric, I think, 96. So yeah, that would have been after Autopsy split up. So it was like Eric Cutler, the Autopsy guitarist, and Steve DiGiorgio by the look of it. And who are the other dudes? Give me a sec. No, a couple of other dudes doing stuff that sounds very much like Autopsy, unsurprisingly. So, yeah. A, it was Eric related, so of course I was going to buy it, and B, cover up by Chris. So, good work. Yes, of course, got it on CD as well. So, yeah, this has got their 96 demo and then a rehearsal from 96 of, oh no, not exactly the same songs. So, yeah, that didn't go very far, unfortunately. I don't know if they reuse those songs in Necrosic or Necrosic, whatever. I think it's another band, sort of Bay Area band with Eric in it. But yeah, this is a Chris Reifert collection update, not an Eric one. So and yeah, that same year, out came this Doomed compilation on Aphelion Productions again from UK. So this is just the two 7-inches, the Doomed one and the Broken one, plus bonus track Witches, which is pretty cool, I seem to recall. But that year, sorry, I'm just going to grab this ridiculousness. And this one was also in my box sets video. Gee, this is just a continuous plug for all my old videos, but is this ridiculous box set, Awakened by Gore compilation. So this is, oh shit, it's got crap falling everywhere. Let me get the stickers out and all that sort of jazz. This has got really, oh Jesus, spiffy ass red vinyl with etchings on them, I think. So this is like the demos basically. Oh shit, they're on the ground. Hold on. Alright. So yeah, this is the 87 demo, the 88 demo, and live and rehearsal-y sort of tracks. It does come on CD, so maybe I should just look at that one. So yeah, the two demos plus live stuff of like Mauled to Death, Stillborn, and Embalmed. So yeah, Severed Survival era sort of stuff. So I have it on CD, but yeah, I could not resist. I think Nuclear War Now put this this out, and this is ridiculous, bloody gigantic friggin' box set thing. Really spiffy, though I don't like those inner sleeve particularly. And comes with, what do you get? You get the booklet, which is pretty cool. Got some old pictures of them, and I think there's a slight sort of write-up in here maybe. Yeah, there is. In a small font on red. Love it. You also get a stylish sticker. Ooh, poster. Shit, why don't I have this on the wall? What an idiot. Well, that might have to change. And, best of all, back print. And I've always loved this picture. I don't know, it's like vampires. It had nothing to do with the usual Autopsy sort of stuff. I don't know if maybe those early ones were vampire related, but I don't think so. But yeah, I've always loved that cover art. So, and I'm very sad to see there are pictures of this, like T-shirts with that design on it, which I would love. Sorry, not talking in the microphone. Let me just put this shit back away in its ridiculously gigantic plastic sleeve so that I don't break it. Let's just put that on the ground and sort that one out later. Alright, bugger that. So, that was the Awakened by Gore compilation. Highly recommended. It's probably ridiculously out of print by now. I don't know how many Nuclear War Now made, but, and again, it's like demos and rehearsal tracks that I probably already had multiple times on other things, but a package like that, there's no way I could resist that. So, what do we got? That was, oh no, we got some Abscess as well in that whole thing. That was a very busy year for 2010. So that was, Autopsy, Tomb Within, Autopsy Awakened with Gore compilation. This Abscess album, Dawn of Inhumanity, which is the last album actually, and some reason not released on vinyl. And a killer cover art by Chris as well. I was very sad that no one's ever put this out on vinyl. Not that I've ever seen. I definitely looked for it at the time. A busy bloody year for old Mr. Reifert. And then 2011 we got the first full-length reformed Autopsy with Macabre Eternal, which is 4 LP or 2 LPs, a ridiculous length. But yeah, bloody killer. I was very happy when that came out, and of course the CD on one of these wanky sort of booklety, sort of digipacky kind of ones. So yeah, killer bloody album. That hadn't lost a thing really. It was bloody great, and yeah, look at it. Awesome bloody cover art by Wes Benscotter, who from then on did a lot of their stuff, to tell the truth. So what was that? That was Macabre Eternal, and at the same time, as part of the promo of this, they were in Decibel magazine with a flexi disc, and which for some reason my one's actually attached to it. So can't say I've actually played it. Fucking hell. And yeah, so it's got Autopsy. What's it got? Mauled to Death on it. Actually, I don't know, there is only one version of it. But for some reason they tucked in some other flexies, so I've also got an Enslaved one and a Nile Nathrak one. So thanks for that. Can't say I usually buy Decibel magazine too much. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but yeah, it's not that easy to get in Australia. But yeah, I ordered that one quick bloody smart, that's for sure. I think I got a few other ones over there that maybe that's where those flexies should be. Anyway, so yeah, that was 2011. 2012, we then started getting more compilations. This is All Tomorrow's Funerals. This came out on Peaceville. So on this, what do you get? It's like a bit of a best of, I think. So it's got The Tomb Within. It's got a couple of new songs, which are the All Tomorrow's Funerals, Broken People. Oh, it's got Mauled to Death for about the millionth time, and Maggot Holes. And then, what the hell are those other songs? Probably should have looked this up before I put this on. Oh yeah, so it's got Horrific Obsession stuff. Oh, the Funerality version of Volume 4. Oh, and Fiend for Blood and Retribution for the Dead. Fair enough. So, yeah. Stuff that I already had, but yeah, of course I'm going to buy it. Why not? 2 LP. That sort of jazz. And, you guessed it, on CD as well. So, yeah, I was tempted by that. I must admit, I'm getting to the stage of going, I don't need yet another Autopsy demo compilation one. I think there is actually something that oh no, that's right. I think it's the 4 songs on this that are new ones were reissued by themselves on vinyl as well, and I'm just like, nah, that's enough. So that one's not coming up. That same year, they also put out a second DVD, Born Undead. So this one's pretty bloody killer as well. This has got the live, their concert from 2010 from Maryland Death Fest, where I first saw them. We'll get to that in a bit. Plus, it's got all bonus stuff from rehearsals and a couple of other festivals they played around the time. So, Danny Lilker era. And I think Peaceville were just generous and threw this in. So, I have a completely sealed version of this as well. So, bonus. All right, so that's the Born Undead. And what are we getting to? All right, up to 2013. Don't worry, we're getting there, folks. We'll get to the spiffy T-shirts eventually. Next album was The Headless Ritual from Autopsy. This one, I'm not as big a fan of, I must admit. It's one of my least favourite of their newer ones. I mean, it's not terrible, but there's a couple of songs on this that, just don't quite grab me. They're a bit long. And that, I don't know, the cover art's like Joe Patagno, whatever his name is, from, Motorhead, and legendary artist, but I just don't like it for some reason. So, all good. And yes, the CD. So that was Headless Ritual. There's that year, Peaceville put out one of those introducing Autopsy ones. They've got all these introducing ones of like, I guess they're best ofs of Catatonia or Paradise Lost or whatever. I've never bothered buying a single one of them because I don't think they have any, extra tracks or different tracks that aren't available anywhere, sort of thing. So I kind of refuse to buy them on principle. So I don't have the Autopsy one. That year, I think I don't know if this is the final Abscess release. This is the was it Bourbon, Blood and Butchery. This is a compilation of, yet again, of all their, these 7 inches, I suppose, and EPs and so on. So, yeah, this came out on Aphelion Productions as well. So, yeah, this one took me a while to track down, mainly because I actually owned all the originals anyway. I wasn't a giant need for that one. And that same year, Chris did a couple of bit more guest action. This is Cathedral with the Last Spire album. This is their last album, I think, maybe? Possibly, anyway. Yeah, he did backing vocals on Cathedral of the Damned, but I listened to it before for this video, and you can barely make it. I think it's in this like bit where there's like spoken word, and you can slightly hear some crazy shit in the background. But yeah, if I was Chris, I'd be a bit peeved. So hopefully they didn't put too much effort into that. And that year, there was also a further Murder Squad reissue. This came out on Wolfsbane Records, apparently. This is just two Autopsy covers, basically, so Chris is on this. It's the songs Human Genocide and Blackness Within, which is off Accident Unspeakable. So, of course, I have the black version, which I'm pretty sure was the one that came with this Murder Squad patch. And, of course, I had to buy another version because it was cloudy red or whatever that is. So, yeah, that's my absolute fanboyism. I don't think I got a patch with that one, though. Maybe. No. Oh, no, it's got a little inner sleevey bit. So, yeah, that was hardly vital sort of thing, but yeah, nice to have. Good old Murder Squad, and that's it for Murder Squad, unfortunately. That's all they've ever done. Now, that year also, Violation Wound started. This is Chris's punkish, metal-ish sort of band. This is one that he sings and plays guitar in, and like the bass player and drummer are 2 other blokes that I can't even remember who they are. I don't think they put out anything in 2013, but that's when they first started, so we'll be getting to their stuff next year. So 2014, we get another Autopsy album, and probably my favourite, I think, of the later era Autopsy ones. This is Tourniquets, Hacksaws and Graves. More Wes Benscott a cover art. Kind of sad I didn't get a t-shirt of this. You can hopefully see that. So yeah, I don't know what it is about this, but it's just catchy as hell and I love it. So that I think is my more favourite of the newer ones. I mean, nothing wrong with the other ones particularly, except for the songs where Eric sings aren't particularly great. But so yeah, this is 2014. Then we're getting into the Violation Wound side of things. They've got, that's one of the bands that I don't actually own everything of. I've got a lot of stuff, but they have a lot of CDRs or shit that's not easy to get. So first one I've got is their split with Blizzard. This came out on Dementia Records. Don't know, no idea who Blizzard are, but anyway, this is probably some, I don't know, it's not fancy colour, but Dementia from Czechia do a great job. And also, I think I only got this reasonably recently. This is the first sort of album, just a self-titled one. So yeah, as I said, bit punky. His slightly growly vocals, but not overly. I seem to recall this early stuff doesn't really quite grab me as they got better over time. Let's put it that way. He also did guest vocals on one song on this Bloodbath album, Grand Morbid Funeral. He did vocals on the title track, and yeah, you can certainly bloody hear him on that, that's for sure. He gets a whole verse of ranty sort of style that he does, and it's good hearing his vocals. And like, this is when Nick Holmes had joined from Paradise Lost, who sounds supreme on this for growly vocals. It sounds bloody killer. So yeah, surprised. This is, I think, the first Bloodbath I didn't bother getting on CD as well. And he also did guest vocals on a Titan Blood album. Now, this is like he's got Spanish? Yeah. Black Death and Insanity sort of music, that's for sure. Their new album will be probably on my next collection update if it arrives on Monday. Because, yeah, it just came out. But yeah, he does vocals on Burning in Damnation Fires, which I forgot to listen to, but I think it's pretty ranty and his ranty sort of later style. And, yeah, of course, CD. Okay, so that's 2014. So 2015, I mean, as with Abscess, Autopsy's output has been prodigious of late. I've no idea why it took so long in the old days, because there's pretty reasonable sized gaps between their albums. But next up was the Skull Grinder EP, another more killer Ben Scotter artwork. So you get 7 songs on this. It's pretty bloody good, this one, I seem to recall. So this is still with Joe on bass and just the usual sort of lineup. So that's bloody killer, and yes, CD. What else did we get that year? Ooh, okay. I've got to show off ye old fancy book. So this is Peaceville. They do these fancy books. I've got like a batch of Catatonia ones that I really didn't need, and I don't think I needed this one particularly. I don't know if there's anything new on this, to tell the truth, but it's 4 friggin' CDs, which is a lot of music, that's for sure. I think it's like several best-of-y kind of ones, plus all the EPs, but you get like huge amount of bloody, the booklet is thick as hell, heaps of stuff in there, full liner notes, so, which is why I bought it, really. I mean, honestly, the cover art does nothing for me. It's like aliens, what the hell? It's not, well, I suppose it's sort of looks a bit like Severed Survival redone cover, but they weren't aliens. But anyway, so yeah, this is not vital by any means, but I'm a fanboy. What the hell? I had to get this. All right, what else came out that year? Okay, there's another Violation Wound of like, I don't know, this is like 2 albums together that, I don't know, they've got like different sides, so 36 bloody tracks. So this came out on Horror, Pain, Gore, Death Productions. I'll memorize that one day. And another one that just came in pretty recently, so which I can be bothered getting out of the sleeve. This is their split with Skullhog. This is a recent reissue on Fat Ass from Poland, I think. So yeah, I think there's a CD version of this that obviously I don't have, so now well. So that was 2015. 2016 was a slow year, as far as I can tell. Chris did vocals on a Volst album, Death Generation, which I don't own, so yeah, I can't even remember what that song sounds like. I'm pretty sure I downloaded it, but oh well. So 2017, up next was Puncturing the Grotesque. There's another EP they put out on Peaceville. What do you get? 6 songs, or 7 songs, sorry, including a song called Fuck You. So yeah, this one, I don't remember much about this one, to tell the truth. It's Dennis Dredd artwork, but I always found it way too messy. It's kind of, I mean, it's a big skull, but it's like an explosion, or I don't know. Not my favourite cover art. And yes, CD as well. All right, that year also saw a 7-inch come out, a split with Bloodbath. So, and this is the Swedish Bloodbath. This is them covering the band. Well, Autopsy cover the band Bloodbath, which is a very old, I don't know if they were even death metal or thrash sort of thing from, I think Danny Corrales was in them briefly. So they cover the song Fuck You, which was also on this one, but this is an alternate version. And Bloodbath, their side is covering the song Bloodbath by the British band Cancer. So, yeah, cool little 7-inch. What have we got? That year also there was a tape box set of the first 3 albums called Skin Begins to Rot. I'll put a picture of it up, but I didn't bother buying it. Although I swear I used to have a tape of Actually the Unspeakable, but yeah, well. And that year Violation Wound put out a split with Ruin. Yes, one of my favourite LA death metal horrible sounding bands. So this is release is dedicated to the memory of Jim Conyers from Nunslaughter and many other bands, Apartment 213 and all sorts of stuff. So I don't know. Insert scrawlings by Chris Reifert apparently. Oh yeah, looks like his handwriting. Flyer, and yes, fancy clear green or whatever. So yeah, that one came out on good old Fudgeworthy Records. Excellent work. And so yeah, that was 2017. Then 2018, we've got one that I couldn't resist. I don't know why I bought this one, to tell the truth. Maybe it has one extra track. This is Critical Madness demo compilation that Peaceville put out. I think maybe the song Christ Denied isn't on anything originally. So, old school. Creek Madness. And plus it's got flyers, so of course I'm going to be suckered in by that. That one I didn't buy on CD though, so I was slowly building up my standards to have for that. So what do we got to 2018? So then we got Violation Wound. Put their first thing out on Peaceville, so this is an album with Man in Charge. This bloody rules. But around this era, they were getting a bit better, I got to say. Their early stuff doesn't quite grab me as much, but this and the album after it, yeah, bloody tough as. Yes, CD, who would have guessed? What else we got? That year they also put out this split 7-inch with Surgikill, which I think that's another one that I only just got. Anyway, not a big fan of that cover art either particularly, but oh well. And what else? Oh, and also this split 12-inch with Clitorati. So this came out on Tank Crimes. Don't remember much about that. That year as well, there was the first album by a new band that he started with. Oh, God, whose name I cannot friggin' remember to save myself. Let's see if I can bring it up. It's a band called Painted Doll. It's like psych rock sort of thing. Where we go? Painted Doll. It's with like a Dave Hill. He's like a comedian / guitar shredder. So I think it's Chris on Chris on drums and Dave on the rest of it. They've got 2 albums. I've listened to it a bit. I do mean to track them down eventually, but yeah, it wasn't quite my thing really, to tell the truth. So yeah, their first self-titled album came out 2018. And one of the other bands that he's in that I don't own a thing of, I must admit, is Siege of Power. It's like a band with... now I've got to bloody look it up. I think it's dudes from like Asphyx or something. Yeah, Theo. Oh yeah, Grand Supreme Blood Court, Hail of Bullets dudes. Oh yeah, Bob Backus, Paul Bayans. Yeah. So Chris and some Asphyx dudes basically doing, but it's sort of like death thrash. So Chris only sings on it. They got like an EP and 2 albums. Yeah, I'd mean to get those, but obviously I don't own them yet. So, and he also did guest vocals that year in 2018 on this Mortuous album, Through Wilderness. He did vocals on The Dead Yet Dream and Anguish and Insanity as well. So this is a killer death metal band from, I think, the Bay Area, sort of California somewhere or other. Really great band. I've seen them live once, I think only once, and yeah, bloody supreme. So yeah, this album friggin' rules. 2019, all we got that year was a Violation Wound, another album. Ooh, CD as well, who would have guessed. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the Violation Wound lineup stayed pretty much the same the whole time. Maybe one of them left, but yeah, so another killer album of theirs. 2020, then we get to more Autopsy. We get this live one. This is live in Chicago. Just a gig they did in Chicago in, I don't think it's 2020. I think it was like 2018 or something. Ooh, Jesus. Big ass collage. Love it. And yes, CD as well. Yes. Now, I'm pretty sure my mate Mike went to that gig and said it was bloody killer. So, and it's really good quality recording. Pretty decent lineup. It's got plenty of new songs, but plenty of old ones as well, including In the Grip of Winter. Love it. It's got Flesh Crawl. Oh, it does. And Torn from the Womb. Okay. I approve. 2020 also had another Painted Doll album, which How to Draw Fire, which obviously I don't own. And I also got this one. This was released at any rate. This is a bootleg. Yeah, this is Gasping for Gore. I did only get this a couple of years ago, I think. I don't think I got it in 2020. This is basically a gig from in England from 1990, from September 22, 1990. So yeah, Severed Survival Tour. It does actually have Retribution for the Dead, that's right. This was originally released as a different bootleg called Rotting Death, which I've always been meaning to get, never did, and now, well, you can't buy it on Discogs because it's a bootleg, which is a bugger, so I'm still on the hunt for a Rotting Death. I don't need it because I've got this, and it's probably on one of those other freaking live bootlegs of extra tracks or something anyway. So yeah, I couldn't resist this one, even with the freaking pretty dodgy cover art, really. That's on good old Reek of Death Records with only 250 copies. Sure. All right, so 2021, another slow year. He did some guest vocals on a band called The Lurking Fear on their Death Madness Horror Decay album, which I don't own, so I'll put a picture of it up. Then 2022, getting up there. Yes, new Autopsy, Morbidity Triumphant. Pretty friggin' killer album, I seem to recall. More Ben Scotter action. Yes, of course I own the CD. But that year also saw the release of this. This is the first album of Static Abyss. So this is Chris on drums and vocals, and what's his name? Greg Wilkinson, the bass player. So I think this was the first Greg bass player album that he played bass on for Autopsy. And so this is another thing that he did. He's a producer as well, so he runs a studio. It's from like Brain Oil and a batch of other bands, but produces a heap of good quality albums and stuff. So I think it was just his solo stuff that he just dragged Chris in to help with, because he only plays guitar and bass. So yeah, this is killer stuff. Really slightly more doomy version of Autopsy. Sounds bloody fine by me. And yes. And so that was 2022. Pretty good bloody year. 2023, we then got Ashes, Organs, Blood and Crypts. Yet another Autopsy album. Bloody pumping them out. So this is the same lineup with the three usual boys and Greg on bass. Pretty bloody killer. Yep. And that same year, we got a second Static Abyss album. Bloody, these boys get around, that's for sure. So, again, just Greg and Chris on this. More doomy craziness with great solos and stuff on it. This is killer bloody stuff. Siege of Power also put out This Is Tomorrow, which I don't own. And there's also a compilation put out by Peaceville that is called Peace Till Death. It's got Autopsy, Cancer, Mortar Scold, and Static Abyss. Now, it's not new tracks, but I think it's alternate versions of like Autopsy and Static Abyss ones. This one I don't own yet, and I've always been meaning to... I haven't actually done a Peaceville order for a while. I've been meaning to just bung it on as an extra on that, but I have been watching it in Landspeed Records, my local record shop in Canberra, that they've got it there, and I'm kind of waiting for it to go to the bargain bin because I don't know who's going to buy it. I'm hoping to get it snaffled for cheap, so yeah, well. After that was 2024, and nothing. They did nothing that year. I think it's partly because Chris has been awaiting surgery to repair his damaged left shoulder. They did do a gig. They did like a Decibel Metal and Beer Fest in Philadelphia, which Chris just sang for because he had his arm all like strapped up sort of thing. I don't know if he'd had surgery or was about to get it or what, but so they got Chad from Necrot filled in on drums on that, which sounded pretty good. I think I've seen a bit of video of it, so it would have been fun for Chris just getting out there by him, frontman time. So yeah, no releases there. I haven't seen anything scheduled for this year for him, so yeah, that's it up to date. I did manage to see these guys 3 times. I saw Autopsy 3 times, sorry. Once at MDF 2010, which was one of their sort of comeback gigs. I think it was their second gig back. I think they did a warm-up gig before that. I also saw them at Chaos in Tejas in Texas in 2011, which I think was probably my favourite gig of theirs. I think it was a smaller venue. I mean, MDF was bloody killer, but I did also see him in MDF 2012 as well, which was bloody great as well. But the 2011 one in Texas was a smaller venue. The MDF ones, they were on the huge stage with 1 million people watching because it's bloody Autopsy, of course. Chaos in Tejas was a smaller, pokier venue. There was like stage diving galore, huge mosh pit, the crowd just going off. I mean, it was friggin' hot. And that's where the I did manage to meet Chris a couple of times. That's where the thumbnail's from. We were just loitering there, just a batch of Aussies hanging out, drinking beers. And yeah, Chris just wandered over, had a chat. It was like, hey, cool. And so that was a cool gig. I'd barely remember what we talked about. I'm sure I went into fanboy, stun mullet mode and, yeah, rambled shit. But, yeah, that was fun. The 2010 one, I met him in the, bloody merch stand. I bought shirts that I'll show you in a sec off him. So I got this, pretty crappy photo of me horribly backlit. 2012, I couldn't find him. I don't know if he was doing merch or maybe I think his wife Nancy does merch a lot. So I did manage to grab Eric Cutler for a quick photo just for the hell of it. So I'll put that one up. But he seemed like a nice chap as well. So I was in America when they played with Bolt Thrower in 2013. But unfortunately it was the same time as MDF was on. I mean, I saw Bolt Thrower like 3 times or whatever on that tour, but would have been very nice to see him with Autopsy as well. But yeah, well. So they've never toured Australia. I do remember a guy I know who was a promoter and had a record label for a while, trying to bring him out. Yeah, I don't think it went very well, his negotiations with, I think it was with Eric, because, he was very pissed off and posting he was like smashing his Autopsy records or something. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if they asked for too much money or I don't know. So that was I'm hoping that eventually they might make their way out here, but I'm not really holding my breath. So they're even older and crustier than I am. So yeah, anyway. Next we'll get into the merge side of things, but I've got to clear all this shit away. So yeah, I'll be back. All right, here we go with the merch. All right, firstly, this poster. Oh, 2 posters of this, actually. This is from the gig in Texas, the Chaos and Taos. They do Citizen's Arrest, Extortion, Iron Lung, Innumerable Forms, Cider, and Hatred Surge. Friggin' killer gig. For some reason I got 2 of those. I think I bought one for a mate that I never got around to giving. Sorry about that. What else have we got? Autopsy beanie. Old school logo with my hair on it. Yeah, quite a warm beanie. I got that one from the band. As far as patches go, I've got this. God knows where I got that from. Dodgy friggin' screen printed one. Headless Ritual. I'm guessing this came with a CD, possibly. Just a Autopsy logo. Somewhat bodgy Scream Bloody Gore one. And I do have this Mental Funeral one, which I was tempted to put on something. It's a bit sort of squished. Like, it almost fits. It's not too bad. Now, as far as patches go, yes. Here is my stupid Entombed Left-Hand Path battle Hawaiian shirt. With the I better not show that Last Days of Humanity one. I got in trouble with that before, but it does have very nice Acts of the Unspeakable. So the intention with this was to put some cool patches on it, like the Autopsy one and the Entombed one, but some really bad ones like the Mortician one is just shithouse quality, and the worst one though by far is the Pure Holocaust one. I'll just cover up that Last Days of Humanity so I don't get in trouble with that Pure Holocaust one. I don't know if you can see it perfectly, but it's it's atrocious. So yes, Autopsy had to go on that as pride of place. But here's my proper battle jacket itself with giant Acts of the Unspeakable patch on it. I'll show you the front, I suppose. Slayer up high, Disembowelment up high, Godflesh up high, Bolt Thrower pin. All the good stuff. What's the other side got? Oh, yeah, Bolt Thrower and Armored Angel up high. All the good stuff. So, yeah, that's my battle jacket, which, does not fit. Let's just put it that way. Now, I've got these T-shirts sort of in date order, almost. Bit bodgy, but anyway. So, first up, of course, Scream Bloody Gore. And I can't actually see shit on this, so hopefully this looks all right. Very old one. This is well worn, you could say. Let's just put this shit up here. Makes it a bit easier. And so that's very old, that one. I mean, it's not like I saw death on that tour or anything, but I did also buy a recent Relapse reissue one that it doesn't fit particularly well. So from there we go to good old Autopsy. So this is my original Severed Survival long sleeve with the cool ass Peaceville logo on it. Severed Survival one. So yeah, I love this shirt. This is a definite fave of mine. Yeah, a lot of these shirts have shrunk over the years. I haven't expanded. The shirt's shrunk. This is a recent reissue one that I'm pretty sure I got. I think this was from one of the gigs, maybe. Slightly larger one, thankfully. This was definitely from one of the gigs. This is from the 2012 one. So this is the original cover of Severed. Yeah, from you can see the MDF stuff on the back. This one I got from the band themselves. I mean, they don't always have a huge amount of stock. I think they just print them and then print something else. So always keep an eye out on. I mean, I'll put the links below to the Autopsy Big Cartel or whatever it is. Yeah, had to get this one. This is one of my favourite album cover arts. Retribution for the Dead. Sleeve got anything on it? Oh yeah, it does say something. I think it just says Retribution for the Dead. Other side has big long Autopsy logo, I think. So that's a very nice one. Now we get to my favourite shirt of all time. I want to be buried in this one. I mean, I don't want to be buried anytime soon, but yes, my favourite album. I'll put up a picture for my dear wife who loves this picture. This is a picture of me in Yosemite National Park in probably 94 by then. It was either 93, 94. I think it was 94. Yeah, wearing this masterpiece of a shirt. Again, killer Autopsy and logo and Peaceville star thing. So yeah, this is it. It's one of my favourite shirts of all time. And for some reason I've got the t-shirt version of this as well. With the same lyrics on the back. I think maybe this was Jesse's one, and I had the long sleeve, I think. So yeah, I mean that was kind of shitty faded print, really, to tell the truth. But it, yeah, of course I got a recent reissue of it from the band themselves, different back print, just a t-shirt. So then we get to not Severed Survival, Acts of the Unspeakable. Now, actually, I'll show you the shit one of this first. This one I ordered from afar, I think, maybe from Peaceville or Relapse or something. And yeah, beautiful shirt. But as you can see on the back, cool back. Yeah, this is one of those shirts where they buggered the print up somehow. And so you can just stick your thumb through it. So, unsurprisingly, this has never been washed. This is in perfect condition, except for the fact you can put your thumb through it. So, yeah, I was very pissed off about that. But thankfully, eventually got another version of it. So this is cool. I like these ones because they actually have the back print on a bit of the close up of the horrible bloody cover art that is. So yeah, this one, as you can tell, this was black originally. It's now very grey, very well worn. I did get a recent reissue of it, which is just this on the cover, nothing on the back. So yeah, I've got a larger one that actually fits very nice. This next one is a bit rude. Turn your heads, kiddies. This is a bit filthy, this one. This is, yeah, beautiful detail from the Acts of the Unspeakable cover. And look at that back print as well. Woman on the nearest arsehole. This was worn when I first saw them in 2010, even though it did not fit me very well at the time. But I was like, damn it, I dragged this shirt all the way from Australia. I'm bloody wearing it. This next one, I have no idea where I got this. I'm fairly certain, I think actually Chris Archer from Sydney gave me this one, maybe. Or I got it from like Dry Wretch or something. I don't know, absolute bootleg. No idea where the image is from. I don't know if I've even worn it, to tell the truth. So next up, this is the band The Ravenous, his side project. Hold that one up a bit better. So I would have got this at the time, probably with the CD or something or other. So pictures of the boys looking like Deros. I only have 2 Abscess shirts, unfortunately, which is a bit of a waste, I reckon. But one is this one, Damned and Mummified, very nice, cool Dennis Dredd cover art and the thingy on the back. And the other one's this Horror Hammer one, which I don't know if it's a legitimate one. It looks a bit podgy, I've got to say, but oh well. Happy to get that. The Autopsy continues. Oops, shit, banging the mic. I would have bought this from Peaceville when the album came out, probably in a package or something or other. Nothing on the back. Actually thought I had more of these later era ones, but seems not. Skull Grinder, again, killer cover art. Where's Ben's got nothing on the back. This is the most recent one I've actually bought. Autopsy themselves reissued this one recently. So it's a bit more detail from the... I mean, there was never a full detail of Acts of the Unspeakable, like the whole thing. I mean, it's pretty wide. It'd look a bit stupid if there was. But there are, and I'll get to my wants shirt in a second, list in a second. Now, these next ones I got from the band at MDF. I think this is from the 2010 one. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, pretty cool print, actually. I always kind of like that design. Just a logo on the back. This one's pretty sure this one was the 2010 one as well, maybe. They don't actually say on the back, but yeah. Not my favourite design, that one, but still pretty friggin' cool to get. And I assume I bought that directly off Chris, so always a bonus. And then the last one's basically just the MDF shirts themselves, which are not Autopsy shirts, but they have Autopsy logo on it. Look at that friggin' lineup. Holy crap, that was a good gig. So that was 2010, and for some reason I have multiple ones from 2012. Not really my favourite front, but another friggin' look at that ridiculous lineup with Autopsy and Winter. And, oh, damn, that was a good year. And last but not least is, yes, another one from that year. I was obviously pretty keen. So, you can see the Autopsy logo. So, yeah. And, of course, not to be outdone, also bought a hoodie from that year. Let me just get that up the right bloody way. Little patch on the, half a thing on the front. So, that's a lot of t-shirts. So let me just... I do have a want list, essentially, which, yeah, I mean, I'm not... obviously, sorry, the dead as fuck one that I'm wearing with no back print. So, yeah, that's a lot of shirts. The ones that I want, there are a batch of other Acts of the Unspeakable era ones. I mean, I wouldn't mind a long sleeve of that Vomit on the Nearest Arsehole one, but there are other ones with detail that I never saw for sale. I've seen pictures of them since. I'll put pictures of them up. They're just little different details from the horror that is the cover of Acts of the Unspeakable, but I would kill for those. So, I mean, there's no way they'd fit me anyway, due to shrinkage. So yeah, there's a couple of those. I think I would have liked to get that Awakened in Gore, that vampire sort of one that I'll put a picture of up, because yeah, that's a cool design. There was one called Orgy in Excrements that was this bodgy looking one. I don't know if it was an official one. I have a feeling it wasn't. But it had its charm, and I don't know if there were official shit fun shirts. I have seen several online, or pictures of them that are pretty bootleggy. Yeah, I don't know if I'd really want a design with that charming cover art, but yeah, I do kind of want it anyway. I didn't get a Tourniquet's Hacksaws and Graves one, which I would like, because I like that album and cool cover art. There was like this really ancient demo sort of era one with these like crazed doctors on it that I'm fairly certain Autopsy did reissue like last year or the year before maybe. I didn't grab it for some reason. I kind of regret it now, but no, it's not a big one. The one Abscess one that I really would love, I mean, I'd love a Dawn of Humanity in Humanity one, or the Bonesaw one, because it's cool Chris artwork, but the one I really want is the Seminole Vampires and Maggot Men long sleeve that my mate Ben Boyd used to own. Hopefully he still owns it. I don't know. He used to wear it to gigs all the time, and I'd be like, yeah, bastard. So yeah, that's, I don't know, it's just this special cover art that's ridiculous, but just awesome and slightly eerie as well. So yeah, I have seen a Live from the Grave one as well that is pretty cool design, like that, podgy, bootleggy one, but oh well. So there's plenty out there, don't get me wrong. They're a bit prolific in their shirts as well as their albums, so anyway, I think I've run out of stuff. There's quite a bit of it. I hate to think of how long this bloody video is going to end up. So if you made it this far, cheers. Thanks for that. And thanks to Chris Reifert for putting out so much quality stuff over the years. It's, you're a legend. And yeah, thanks for filthy work, because that always improves it, I reckon. So anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks again for watching. See you again soon. Cheers.